Hey everyone, how's it going? I hope everyone can hear me. Just you can comment in the comment section if you can. Everyone can hear me. It would be awesome to know. Yeah, Matteo can. Hi, Matteo. Hmm, great, perfect. Okay, okay then we are live now and welcome to the first event of Lottie Stuttgart. And I'm excited to have everyone over here. Let me quickly pull in. Yeah. Hi, I am Prashant, and this is Jeff. He's joining us all the way from Melbourne. Really?
Perth, Western Australia.
Yeah. I really thank you for joining, even though it's too late over there. It's really a pleasure to have you over here.
Thank you.
Can we check if anyone else has joined?
I can't see from here, but I think we might as well just roll with it and see who joins us along the way.
We will just give another 3 or 4 minutes so that people might jump in. Hi Jeff, how is Melbourne right now? Chilly or is it summer?
Over here it is fairly cool, but that's all subjective, isn't it? Cool, cool evenings. It still gets up to around 20 degrees each day, even though we're in the cooler months. Yeah, but it's probably not the same sort of cold you might experience over there in Germany. I do remember traveling Europe a number of years back, and it was quite enlightening, quite refreshing.
Okay.
We're used to the warmer weather over here. Some days in summer, you get over 40 degrees Celsius, which I don't even know what that is in Fahrenheit, but it's hot. It's super hot. But I'm only 5 minutes away from the beach, and Western Australia knows is renowned for its beaches. Matteo's from Italy. I love Italy.
Okay, great.
Yep.
Yeah, to introduce myself, I am Prashant. I'm basically from India, but I moved to Germany 5 years back. I am more into design and development of websites, and yep, I've been trying to set up a base here in Germany, and from the last 3 years or so, I've been in touch with some multinational companies who are trying to set up a base here in Germany as well. So I help B2B clients to make a stronghold in Germany with their digital presence and improve the business from their own. That's me. How about you, Jeff?
For myself, I'm in Perth, Western Australia, and I've been in a digital space for around 20 years. Currently as a business advisor and project specialist, and I've been in sort of the web industry since the .com boom, late 90s, early 2000s, and somehow found my way towards the wonderful world of Lottie and just kicking off a community here in Australia. So I'm delighted to join Prashant and to see who else joins us today for this session. And I'm really interested because I tinker. I would say the best is I tinker with After Effects. So I'll be interested to see your process and your the way that you use After Effects for this session. I'm one to play around with SVG graphics and animation, but I am always considering myself a lifelong learner. So I'm open to learn whatever you've got for us today.
Everyone is a learner.
Yeah.
Especially in the digital space, you
Yeah.
can't survive if you're not.
I don't like the word expert. No one's an expert because it changes that quickly. You just have to keep learning.
Great. So we are already 6 minutes past. Yeah, I think I will just start off.
Let's jump into it. Sounds great.
So this meetup will be entirely about how do you do vector-based animation for your websites. And so when I say vector-based animation, it's nothing but similar to your SVG files. Currently, as I know, like I use SVG files to display some logos, to display some artifacts which I needed to be clear and crisp. That's my main intention of using vector files. But more importantly, like I was always wondering, like, why do we have to use GIF files? Why can't we just animate SVG files so that not only is it clear and crisp, but also it's animated? I mean, who doesn't like that? And after a while digging around, we came to know about Lottie, and this is where we are now. And I'm excited to introduce to you what Lottie is, how it works, and how we can use After Effects to produce Lottie files, which are, lightweight graphics that runs on your browser. So let's get started. So, as I told you, I am Prashant. I am a designer and digital marketer. You can learn more about me on LinkedIn, following the link. And today, the moderator for this event is Jeff. He is a digital experience specialist and joining us halfway around the world from Melbourne. And really thankful for you, Jeff, to join over here. And now, without any ado, let's get started. About the community, our community is a place where we learn new skills like Lottie animations, and we are not like specific only towards Lottie. We are open to learn any new technology that pops up, and we are open to bring in more people who want to join the community and who are eager to learn with us. And we really like to meet each other. For now, it's only virtual meetups as such, but very soon we are planning to have a local event. We will keep you updated about that. And we pride ourselves being an inclusive environment for everyone and anyone interested in motion, and everyone is welcome to join. Please let me know in the comments. Would you be interested in making this community grow bigger? And we'll be most excited to welcome you aboard. So before I move on to Lottie files, which this meetup is all about, I want to introduce to you about Lottie, what it is, and why we are over here for that matter. Lottie is a library, a native library, which can run on iOS, Android, and React, and it's developed by Airbnb. So Airbnb, yes, I know the hotel business. They developed Lottie as a technology to have uh, vector-based animations or animations in general to learn to run on the web, and this is where we come into Lottie files. So Lottie and Lottie files are two different things. Lottie, you can say that Lottie is a technology that helps you run animations on your browser. And Lottie files, it can be considered as a repository of files of animated vector files, which you can just drag and drop into your website. Let me quickly open up the website. So this is Lottie files. You can discover free animations. You can hire your animators. It's a marketplace where you can get your Lottie, and you can even uh, use the platform to code, and it's completely open source. Uh, and a, it's an amazing technology that's being used with over worldwide with over 135,000 plus companies, and that's huge. So some of the use cases of Lottie are work or walkthroughs, your in-app animations, your website blogs. It can even be used in augmented reality and virtual reality as gaming assets. You can also use in your presentations, your ads. I mean, your creativity at the end of the day is the limit to understand what Lottie can do and what can be done through that. And some of the companies that are currently using Lottie files. So enough talk about that. Let me quickly jump into After Effects, and slowly I will show you how the animations in After Effects can be exported and how those animations are used on a web browser. I will also show you how to load it into the server and how the files are placed and how to quickly run the After Effects animation on your website. Let me quickly jump into After Effects.
So, Prashanth, are there any other tools that we need to be using for this, or is it purely in After Effects?
It's just After Effects, and we
Yep.
have a plugin called Body Movin.
Yep.
I'll show you how it's loaded and how it works. So let me quickly open up a new project. By the way, how many in the audience know about After Effects and are they using it? How about you, Matthew and Manuela? Do you use After Effects? Would be nice to know in the comments.
Now I'm also going to post a link to the body moving plugin that is on the Adobe Exchange. There is a link just coming through in the comments there if you wanted to add the plugin to After Effects.
So let me start off creating a simple animation in After Effects. Choose the 30 frame, 1 second animation. Let's say let's create a circle. I'll just put a keyframe and let's say at the end of 1 second, this element is moving here. So this is the final animation. But let me add some drama into the motion. Let me add a simple script. So let me increase the timing element. Let's say let me increase the movement. Let me make it 2 seconds.
So just checking, what you're doing at the moment is trying to make it move faster through the animation. Is that correct?
Not only faster, if you can see over here, the object moves from left to right, but at the same time there is an extra animation that smoothes flow. So I wanted to see that animation because the animation actually ends at 1 second, but it drags on till the end of the second.
Yeah.
So that there is a smooth, what can I say, bounce back. I mean, these are the little things that matters, especially when we do animations. The small bouncing or the small curvature of a part. I mean, these are the things that really make a difference. And I see there is a stroke on the red stuff. Let me remove that. I usually don't try to keep strokes on my artifacts unless it's necessary. So now you see, yeah, this looks more. Let me change the background color to white. Looks more pronounced now. I mean, there are all kinds of things you can do over here. For example, when you see the ball moving from left to right, there is a kind of a jagged movement, and you can actually remove that jagged movement with adding motion blur, but that will take more time to process. I won't do it right now. You can do it. So this is what we have done. Let me first save this one. Mm, let me save. That's not typing. And now this is where the link that Jeff, which you have posted, comes in handy. Once the animation is done and once you are happy with that one, you can simply go to uh, window extension, and if you have installed, this is a plugin that plays a vital role in getting the animation from After Effects to your browser. So what this plugin does is whatever animation you have created in After Effects, it will be exported as a JSON file. And this JSON file is nothing but your Lottie file. So let me check on body moving. So once body moving opens, this is the user interface that you get. And as you can see, the composition name that I have is comp1, and I need to select my composition inside the user interface over here. And all I need to do over here is just hit render. You can choose your destination folder over here. Let me quickly choose my destination folder as desktop, and this is the name. Let me change the name to illustration, and I click render, and that's it. It's done. Let me shoot up my Finder and see what it has done. So now if you see over here, you have a JSON file that's already produced. Yes, Jeff.
I was just going to say that's fairly quick to render as well. I guess
Yeah.
the more complex an animation, the longer that little
Yes.
cycle would take.
Yeah, the animation that I have done currently is a pretty simple one, so
Yeah.
it doesn't take much time to render. But usually, if you're not using images in your After Effects, and if you're not using any raster elements in your
Mm-hmm.
After Effects, the render time is really fast, even if your animation is a bit complex, because all it does is it takes up all the vector data and it gets converted into JSON, and it's pretty straightforward. But when you use raster elements, it adds all the position data, all the scaling data, and all the animation data asset, and
Sure.
sometimes the processing takes more.
Yeah.
So now we have a JSON file. Now let's see how to run that JSON file on a web browser and how does it look. So let me quickly shoot up. To run your JSON file over here on a browser, you need a script from Lottie, the technology that we'll be using. Let me quickly share the link of how does it look. Um, You can find more information about how this Lottie framework works uh, in the following link. It's a GitHub path, and it contains all the details about how to use Lottie on the web. Yeah. And the details of this one, I can post a YouTube video as well where I explain how to install body moving into your After Effects and run your JSON file as such. So now coming back over here, if you check your YouTube chat, you will have the links. But let's see over here. I have my illustration JSON file. Uh, it's developed. Let me replace that with the one which I created. And I have an index file, and I have a script file, and I have a Lottie JavaScript file. So let me see what it is. I'm using Atom as my code editor. So if you see over here, in your index file, you are just defining your animation and the screen area for that. And you're calling your script file and your Lottie JavaScript. And if you see over here in your illustration JSON, this is the output that you got from your After Effects. This is what got exported from After Effects. Uh, and now if I try to run this one, let's see how it looks. Bingo. So it's as simple as this one. So you just open After Effects, you create your animation, and you use your body moving plugin, you export the JSON file, and that's about it. And that's the power of Lottie. And but what I usually feel, or what I usually have seen, is many people doesn't don't use. Uh, um, I hope you saw the animation which we did. Did it come on the screen?
It did, yes.
Okay, great. I was just worried.
No, it's there.
Yeah. So what happens usually is, like, you can't create animation every time. Like, sometimes when you are in the developing phase, you need to quickly get some animation out of the box and quickly implement it and concentrate more on the development part of the website. And this is where Lottie files come in handy. So as I told you before, Lottie files is nothing but a repository of animations. And if I want to use an animation, let's say a coming soon animation, you have thousands of animation over here, which you can just download and implement in your website straight away. You don't need to work too much on After Effects, and this is the go-to website for all your files and all your interactive graphics as such. And speaking about interactivity, Lottie is developing, Lottie Files is developing additional codes wherein you can even use your Lottie animation for interactivity as such. So people can click on the animation, and you can even code the animation to have different colors as such when user hovers on that. And those things are in the pipeline, and we will be updating the community as when it gets updated from our developers. I think, Jeff, you can add something over here regarding the development of Lottie files.
Absolutely. And one of the recent things that the Lottie team have released is a plugin for WordPress. WordPress being a very popular platform. And that's something that I've used for longer than I can remember, actually, probably around the last 20 years. But what I might do, if it's okay with you, is I could share a screen and I'll show you what the Lottie Files plugin looks like from
Awesome.
The WordPress admin. Yep. So I'm just going to jump over to, let's jump into, okay, it's actually asking me to do my System preferences. Excuse me for a second. I thought I was already authenticated. We'll just get all of that done, and Google Chrome can have access. All right, so let's just see. We share a Chrome tab, and I'm going to jump over to where I'm creating a new page. I'm just using the local by Flywheel app on my Mac to do a demo site here. That screen's come up. And so this is a new page in WordPress, and there's two different ways I go about it. The first way is I can use the Lottie plugin for WordPress, which adds a Gutenberg block. So in the Gutenberg editor, I can just go over here and type in Lottie, and that adds a block into the editor. And I can either, if I've got one uploaded into my WordPress media library, I can do that. I can insert the URL direct from Lottie, or I can click on here and we've got this window that pops up. So similar to the Lottie website, there's all these different animations there as well. So
wow,
they've
so Lottie Files website is integrated inside the plugin.
Integrated in the plugin inside WordPress, like
awesome.
And the best part of it, it's free. All of these animations are free. I might just grab this first one here and throw that into the page. And when that does its thing, it should. Okay, let's just see if that's going to appear. It hasn't appeared on my end, which is possibly something I've done, but I'm just going to switch over to, no, that example hasn't come through. Let's just go back again. This is a development site, so I'm not surprised if things don't work exactly as planned. I do have some pretty silly animations I've done, so maybe I might show you one. It's not finding my animations. Okay, let's see if it's going to appear in here. It is the first time I've run it, so there's this very ridiculous one where I was creating a 3D avatar of myself. Wow. And animating it frame by frame. So doing the old windmill, but that's being temperamental for me. What I might show you instead is I'll just jump into the Elementor page builder plugin, and the Lottie files widget for Elementor is in the free version. And so as this loads up, I'll have the Elementor page come up. Okay, so I just search Lottie on the side here, drag it onto the page.
Oh, so the Lottie widget in Elementor is free?
It is. I'm fairly sure it's in the free version. I will have to confirm 100% for that. But so as you can see, there's the Elementor Lottie animation right there. And I can do two different things. I can either upload it as a media file, or I can add the URL direct from Lottie. So I might just jump over to the Lottie Files website and we'll grab. Now, have you switched over to see, where am I, lottiefiles.com? Is this going to come up on the stream, or are we still in WordPress? Let me just share.
I'm still seeing your WordPress.
Okay, let me just switch over to a different tab. In fact, we'll go to, right. Okay, what I might do is I'll just do it from here. Instead, I'll go media file, something around my ability to share screens and tabs at 1:30 in the morning has gone out the window. But we'll jump into, I've got files, and we'll just look at some of the Lottie. In fact, back here I have, look at that, a Lottie files folder. There it is. We'll look at one of these animations here. being a JSON file, it's fairly quick to upload. And I just insert that into the page with Elementor. So you should see
Wow.
that. And then if so I used to be a coder a long time ago. I don't need to anymore. Between what Lottie file provides for us and what Elementor page builder provides for us, it's right there. It's live on this test page. Obviously, there's not any other content or anything I've styled on there. And I've only got that to just play the loop once. So what you can also do down here in the settings for the Lottie file is you can trigger it to animate. So this is where the interactivity comes into play. So whether you click on the animation to trigger it playing, or when you hover over it, or via the scrolling down the page, and you can change where the viewport would trigger that animation. You can loop it to play continuously, change the speed. There's so many different things you can do with it. So it's great for someone like me that wears glasses and I don't have to see that I've broken a piece of code. I can just drop this in and it's ready to rock and roll. So that essentially is the lightning tour of Lottie files and WordPress, I guess.
Could you confirm if Lottie is free with Elementor, or should I
will jump
Elementor Pro?
Do you know what? I'm going to jump on there right now, and if we just go to wordpress.com/plugins/Elementor, I use it that often. I know the URL off by heart, and no, that's taking me somewhere else. Okay, plugins. So Elementor happens to be one of the most popular WordPress plugins, and it certainly changed the way that I build with WordPress. And so out of the box we have...
I think it's Pro. Yeah, you have to go with Elementor Pro.
What, that is something to check out. There are other, I mean, the Lottie plugin itself, the WordPress plugin.
I think the Lottie plugin would be a nice go-to addition if you have to test it out.
So,
perhaps can we have the link of the Lottie plugin?
For the Lottie plugin, absolutely. Yeah. I'm just going to pull that up and I'll put it into the chat in just a tick. So I guess one thing that I was going to ask you, because I'm not, I'm a bit of a novice when it comes to After Effects, and I like the bounce that you created. Now I was trying to create a bouncing ball the other day, like it's hitting the floor and has that same bounce. Would you be able to show me your workflow for doing that kind of thing, where it's that gravity of like something has that sponginess in it?
Absolutely.
Bounces and it lands. And in the meantime, I'll pull up those plugins.
I'll just jump into the same animation that I did.
Great, yeah. Turn it 90 degrees and you're done.
Yeah. But what I do is, let me quickly delete the keyframes and just say your ball is over here.
Fabulous. Now the Lottie Files plugin for WordPress is in the chat there.
Great.
And you are correct. The Lottie widget for Elementor is in the Pro version. However, there are a number of other plugins that have it as well. So one of the ones that is quite popular is called Animentor, which is body moving and Lottie. So I'll post that into the comments there as well. There's a couple of options there.
So what I'm trying to do over here is I'm trying to make a ball bounce on this object. So let's say it's falling from the top over here, and just yeah, let me quickly have a keyframe over here. Let me go to, let's say, 1 second, fifth frame, and over here I move this one just down. So basically, this will be your animation, but as you can see, it's a bit slow. So let me move the keyframe over here so that it comes a bit faster. Uh, make it even faster. Yeah. So this will be your base animation, and what you have to do now is, for your position keyframe, you need to add a script, and the script looks something like this. So you create a frequency of the bounce and the decay, how many frames decay you need, and you create the keys, how it should work. I'll just paste this one into the comment section so people can use the script.
That would be useful, yeah.
And let me paste it. What I did, let me quickly show you. So what I did over here was I held down my Alt key. I'm on a Mac, so I held down my Alt key and click on this one. So it triggers the expression mode editing, and then you paste the script, and that's it. So if you play now, you have the bonus. Of course, you can fine tune the animation because you can see that it's going inside the ground as such.
Yeah.
So that's more artistic in nature. So you can, it depends on how skillful you are in After Effects to fix all of stuff. But the same thing,
You could sort of drag it up and make it seem as if it gets squashed a little bit, so that bottom bit sits
and if you're
on the
more
line.
creative, what you can do is it comes and touches and it goes. So you can move the ground itself. Who says you can't do that? So let me even move the ground. So it's coming over here. And then it's going back. Then it's reflected. And then what you can do is you can just paste the same expression even in this one as well. Now if you play, look at how nice it is. So I mean, your creativity is the end of things, what you can do. But and imagine this animation on your website, and imagine the retention rate of your website because of this animation. And imagine, because your retention rate is increasing, imagine how your SEO will work. So Lottie files, I think, at least for me, is a boon.
Yeah, it creates interest. It creates a lot of engagement.
Yeah, absolutely. I think
Fabulous.
I just pasted the script onto the comment section, so yeah, in the chat, and people can use it.
And so where do people use that script? What is how do they apply that in After Effects?
Yeah, this is what I did. If you create any keyframe, let me just take a new object, show it to you. So I created a new object now. This is the one. It's,
Yep.
and now I need to create keyframes. That's the key over here. So if you create keyframes, you can create keyframes for your position, your scale, or anything as such.
Yep.
So now I create a keyframe. You hold on your Alt key and click on the stopwatch over here. It opens up the editing mode for your expression. And
I think it could be that stopwatch is possibly below where our heads are on this video. That might be why I can't see it.
Okay, sorry about that.
No. I just thought for the viewers, like if, yeah.
Let me undo it.
So
I really didn't see the monitor.
No, that's fine. I'm trying to follow, and I'm like, I don't think it's my eyes, but let's just see. Yeah.
So now
I told you I'm very novice at After Effects, so I appreciate this.
So now, if you see, I have created the keyframe. You hold on your Alt key and click on the stopwatch.
Perfect.
So now it opens your expression editing mode, and you just paste your script over.
Okay.
So now if you see, if you observe the square element.
Yep.
It has that bounce.
Fabulous. And we've got that in the comments there, so thank you for that.
Yeah. Thank you, Jeff, for letting me know that you are unable to see. I was completely focused on this monitor, and I
all good. That's why we collaborate. We're a community, right?
Yep. Anything else you want to know in After Effects, Jeff, or anything you feel as a developer people need to be aware of?
I think look, people don't, as you've seen from the WordPress stuff, people don't need to be a developer anymore. It's really useful to do this if you want to get specifically tailored, or if there's a specific need for it. But there are over 30,000, 50,000 free animations at lottiefiles.com. So it's easy to get started. You can jump over to the website that we've just added in there and find some for yourself, or you can create your own, as Prasad, you've kindly shown us this evening of your method. And also, I think what might be valuable to add is on the Lottie Files website is there are a number of tools available. So there's also an editor, so you can find one that's a nice simple animation and change the colors to suit your website. And you might decide to hide some layers and just show certain layers. So there's so much you can do without needing much software at all. And I think it's a great opportunity for anyone to get into more creative ways of expressing themselves online.
Yep. And I believe we are at the end of this first meetup in Germany, and I'm really excited, like what the users come out of this one, take out of this one, and I would be really excited to know, like, did they find this meetup useful? And I would love to see their comments over there on the video. And it would be great if you can like the video and if you can drop in a comment. And thank you for joining us.
Absolutely. All right, well, it's time for me to bow out because it's nearly 2 a.m. here in Western Australia. Thank you for showing us this today, Prasad.
Thank you, Jeff. Bye-bye.